Hello friends, welcome to American Stars News. On this channel, we regularly share the latest news and spoilers from American TV shows. So, let's get into today's important update. The day began as usual on the Storage Wars lot. Faster bids, louder discussions, and plenty of garbage. But for Brandi, this auction was unique. An aspect of one unit drew her attention. Everyone else considered it worthless. To her, it seemed promising. Once the contents were revealed, the cast understood they had witnessing history being made. The unusual and precious collection in the dusty storage vault prompted the show's specialists to verify the numbers. The final amount was astonishing $1.2 million. Let's start from the beginning before diving into that. Born in 1980 in Harris County, Texas, Brandi was raised by brothers who enjoyed beating her. Although it may seem harsh, Brandi attributes her grit to her turbulent background. In an interview with Lifetime, she joked that her harsh upbringing prepared her for the male-dominated world she would later conquer on Storage Wars. To support her claim, she published a childhood photo on X, formerly known as Twitter, displaying a black eye. For her, it was more than just a story. It proved that being tough was necessary. It was survival. In her field, she stated it herself. If men identify weaknesses, they will exploit them. Brandi learned to stand her ground early on. However, her life before reality TV was very different. In an episode of the Spirit Talk podcast, she recounted her turbulent childhood and feeling like an outsider, even inside her own family. She once questioned her adoption due to feeling out of place. Brandi was unable to accept her circumstances, unlike others. She always believed there was more to life, even as a child. Before becoming famous for Storage Wars, Brandi had distinct dreams. Growing up in Houston, she aspired to become a chef. Although she appears confident on film, she admits to being bashful in real life. In an interview with My Lifetime, she recalled her childhood shyness through laughter. Her protective strategy was to avoid conversation by giving filthy glances. She had a balance of roughness and tenderness throughout her early years. In a Facebook video, Brandi revealed her 9-year softball career, demonstrating her competitive spirit that subsequently proved useful in storage. Her challenging childhood gave her the fortitude to succeed in a profession dominated by strong personalities. Before becoming famous, Brandi was a young woman pursuing a career. While working at a carpet cleaning firm in 1999, she met her future partner, Jared Schultz. Brandi reported that her employer was persistent and relentless. She informed the Philippine Daily Inquirer that Jared exhausted her. Jared recounts a distinct variation of the story. In a Facebook Live session, he joked that Brandi was the one pursuing him, alleging she hounded him after being hired. He acknowledged that dating an employee wasn't ideal, with a friend leaving notes on his truck urging him to treat her respectfully due to his roughness. Jared, who felt he wasn't attractive enough to win her over, relied on humor and persistence. However, Bry's perspective dramatically changes the story. According to her, Jared frequently hit on her, which initially felt more awkward than romantic. Still, perseverance paid off. According to all accounts, their beginning was a clash of personalities. His defiant appeal collides with her quiet strength. However, regardless of the story you believe, one thing is certain. The result was successful. Brandi and Jared had a relationship. From there, their adventure accelerated beyond their expectations. Though they never married, Brandi and Jared began a family with their son Cameron and daughter Payton. In general, they've kept their children out of the spotlight. Brandi has recounted their family's story, along with their health issues over time. On the Dad Diary podcast, Brandi discussed Payton's challenging upbringing. Upon birth, Payton was deaf and had a cleft palate. At just 6 weeks old, she had her first surgery, which restored her hearing. After the encounter, Payton developed a small speech delay and required years of speech treatment. According to Brandi, joining the cheerleading squad later in school improved her speaking and confidence. Cameron experienced a health crisis. Doctors found a kidney tumor during a normal urological visit. After months of observation, his symptoms worsened, resulting in a protracted hospital stay. Brandi recalls spending 3 months with him at the Children's Hospital of Orange County. He was absent from high school for 3 months, yet his strength was evident. Although Brandi enjoyed becoming a mother, she realized that full-time homemaking wasn't for her. In an interview with My Lifetime, she stated that while loving her children, she felt alienated and miserable. She believed working made her a better parent. Jared entered the mortgage profession while Brandi focused on raising their children. The late 20th century recession brought about significant changes. He was unexpectedly unemployed and unable to receive unemployment benefits. Later, he told the Orange County Register, finding a new job wasn't easy. Jared's aunt, who managed a storage facility, provided an unexpected lifeline. He was inspired by her discussion of unpaid unit auctions. In time, Jared and Brandi attended auctions, bid on lockers, and sold important stuff. Soon, their house was full of treasures. Brandi joked that they were close to becoming hoarders. Eventually, they turned turmoil into productivity by opening a thrift shop occasionally. Once the shop opened, Brandi worked part-time, balancing it with her kids' classrooms and home life. As business grew, the pair attended more auctions, a decision that changed everything. Jared met a TV producer working on a new program concept regarding storage auctions during an auction. The same producer contacted months later and arrived at their store with a filming team. Brandi was present that day and quickly drew their eye. According to Jared, the producer inquired about her identity and comfort level with being on camera. This clip was used in a pilot for a new show, Storage Wars. Both parties were unaware of its potential size at the time. Brandi later informed the Saline Courier that they filmed a few minutes for fun, not considering it significant. This simple decision led to fame on reality TV. Their natural chemistry and regular interaction made them ideal for TV. The duo was dubbed as Young Guns on the show due to their energetic and friendly rivalry. To counteract Jared's tendency to overspend and pursue dangerous ventures, Brandi immediately became the voice of reason. Fans liked the dynamic, rapid comebacks, playful disagreements, and how their personalities worked despite their differences. They quickly became fan favorites, especially after a memorable early win. Taking a gamble in Season 1, they outbid another buyer and spent $1,700 on a locker. They found gold when they opened it. An impressive collection of vintage toys and action figures, worth over $12,800. It was the score every bidder was hoping for. Despite the euphoria, fractures emerged in the Storage Wars empire. Cast member Dave Hester questioned the show's authenticity. In 2012, his worries led to a lawsuit against AEND and Original Productions. Hester alleged that producers manipulated results by planting valuable goods in lockers to enhance the appearance of the discovery. The speaker cited instances such as discovering ancient newspapers reporting Elvis Presley's death or a BMW small car stashed in rubbish. The discoveries seemed too good to be true. Hester claimed in his lawsuit that the show was not only altered but also manufactured. Producers were accused of orchestrating interviews, organizing auctions, and paying for lockers while performers couldn't afford them. According to him, producers even paid for plastic surgery for a female cast member to enhance her on-screen looks. Tabloids soon linked the charge to Brandi Pianti, citing her seasonal outfit changes and weight reduction. Brandi dispelled the rumors. When a fan asked if her breasts were fake, she replied, "No, Jacka," and ended the conversation. She has denied allegations of her being an exotic dancer or having 2 fingers, laughing off the wild side of reality TV fame. Regarding the show's veracity, Brandi remains steadfast. Storage wars exist. She stated that tampering with public storage auctions is unlawful. The only staged aspect is editing, she stated. The show highlights fascinating lockers, not dull ones. According to her, not every unit is a jackpot, but that's how the industry operates. Still, Hester's assertions had a lasting impact. Andy was upset over being accused of faking its biggest success. At the time, Storage Wars had millions of viewers, second only to Duck Dynasty. In response, the network fired Hester and initially did not address the case publicly. Upon completion, they maintained that the show was not staged and that all objects were genuine. However, AE's legal defense presented a significantly different perspective. Instead of rejecting anything, they argued that producers had artistic license to shape the show as they saw fit, citing the First Amendment. They were informed by their lawyers that only game shows must be 100% authentic. They denied that Storage Wars was one of them. Afterward, program creator Tom Beers acknowledged that write half of what viewers hear and include the greatest items from numerous lockers to maintain interest. Entertaining. Nobody enjoys seeing individuals spend hours sorting through garbage mounds. The objective was to create high-quality television, not a documentary. Eventually, the lawsuit reached an unpleasant compromise. A judge dismissed some of Hester's claims, but allowed his wrongful termination action to proceed. He requested $750,000 in damages, alleging termination for speaking out. Andy countered that the show's artistic choices were protected under free speech legislation. Both parties settled, and unexpectedly, there was no ill blood. The contract allowed Dave Hester to return to the show. Fans were unaware that the courtroom drama was secondary to the upcoming events. In fall 2012, Bry's world was turned upside down. Overnight, explicit photographs and a video of a lady resembling her spread on an adult website. The issue? It wasn't her, but the site administrator didn't care. The woman in the video was allegedly the star of Storage Wars. The pandemonium was linked to a well-known name online. Hunter Moore. In the early 2010s, Moore's website, Anyone Up, was notorious for uploading pornographic information without approval, causing digital nightmares for targeted users. He received a Facebook suspension for linking stolen profile images to sexual content. The perpetrator released a bogus video on Tumblr and Twitter, claiming it showed Brandi Pianti, after the door closed. Brandi discovered it through her Twitter stream of messages. Although she initially stated that the video was phony, it nonetheless caused damage. She later described the experience as horrifying, fearing her family might see the film online. Brandi sued Moore for defamation, invasion of privacy, and consumer fraud to clear her name. The court documents depicted her amazement and shame, stating she had never recorded the tape or had any interaction with Moore. A bogus content was made to capitalize on her fame and increase visitors to his site. She requested $2.5 million in damages. Although she officially won the lawsuit, the court only gave her $750, a symbolic triumph that left her feeling hollow. Even worse, Moore insulted her on social media, demonstrating he had learned nothing from the judgment. The invasion of Bry's privacy wasn't the only unpleasant attention her appearance received. Fans have reported that disrespectful comments regarding her attractiveness were frequently made online and even in the show. A disturbing moment occurred when castmate Barry Weiss made a provocative joke about dipping smokes in brandy. Initially, it seemed harmless, but many viewers interpreted it as a vulgar reference to her name. The exchange instantly became a most talked about moment of the performance. Fans on Reddit and NeoGAF criticized Weiss's comment for being overly harsh, citing Brandi's visible irritation. Despite years, this clip still highlights the challenges women in the spotlight face beyond what audiences see. Beyond the headlines and lawsuits, the show was about to uncover a darker truth. One of the most disturbing findings in the A&E reality show occurred in Season 5, Episode 5. The locker Brandi opened was so unnerving that she almost hesitated to unpack it. The first indication of a weird situation was immediate. A genuine, ornamented deer skull. The antlers were adorned with ritual beads, creating an ominous atmosphere from the start. Even then, Zach Carter found it amusing to pretend to munch an old, petrified ear of corn next to the skull. Bri's reaction articulated it well. She initially refused to include it in her shop, but that was only the start. Deeper investigation revealed even more frightening findings. One package had preserved chicken bones, another included human hair, and a rattle made from bird beaks. The most surprising item was a wooden ritual scepter depicting a man with a chicken on his head. Brandi wondered aloud if it was something a chief would hold during a sacrifice. However, everyone hoped otherwise. Brandi and Jared purchased the locker for $900, despite its unsettling collection, and made a profit. One wonders what happened to the strange scepter. Another shocking scene blended terror and disbelief. After accidentally knocking over Payday while searching another locker, Schultz found a case of human teeth, a terrible scenario. Schultz tried to remain calm, believing they were dental implants, but Payday claimed they were real teeth. Both were correct in the end. After bringing the horrifying discovery to the OCS Dental Academy, experts confirmed it was a collection of old dentures. A decade ago, medicinal wax was used to adhere teeth to dentures. The rare and aged collection was only worth $300, a tiny payoff for a distressing discovery. However, the surprises continued. In episode 2 of season 6, Schultz discovered a peculiar locker with a large rideable My Little Pony plush doll. It wasn't the product itself that caused concern. What was said about the prior owner? Brandi noted the existence of documentaries on adult My Little Pony collectors, known as bronies. Though Schultz initially doubted it, his doubts quickly faded. While Payday struggled for the large pink pony, Schultz discovered a bin full of My Little Pony toys and memorabilia. Many hundreds. This locker was originally owned by a dedicated collector. The finding might haunt anyone's sleep. In Season 8, Episode 18, Buys and Dolls, Brandi and Jared found a doll that resembled a horror movie prop. They had peeling skin, lifeless eyes, and a troubled vibe. Jared teased Brandi by making the doll speak in a scary voice, causing her to become absolutely frightened. After presenting it to Dr. Tony, the doll doctor, the verdict was both humorous and disappointing. The terrifying doll was only worth $50 on a good day. Brandi found it most useful as a chew toy for her dogs. When asked about her favorite find, Bri gave a simple response. In an interview on The Happening Now with Hammer Newport Beach podcast, she emphasized practicality above flair. For her, the most profitable findings were those that could be sold fast for cash. It was what made the enterprise worthwhile. She also discussed the less glamorous aspects of her employment. Despite the excitement of finding a safe on TV, buyers often only find a piece of paper or, as in her case, a binder with cut-out photographs from pornographic magazines. However, she remains optimistic as the life-changing jackpot may be in the following unit. Brandi revealed a production problem at the show by obtaining authorization from storage firms to film. She stated that significant firms, such as Public Storage, declined to allow the crew to film on their facilities. From their standpoint, it was poor business. The company did not want to promote the notion that missed payments could result in auctions of your things on TV. Brandi explains why foreclosure is not a performance. No corporation wants to highlight this aspect of their business. She believes the storage chains are fine without the limelight and want to conceal the difficult facts. After viewers believed they'd seen everything, Bri's life story took an unexpected turn. Fans immediately noticed a change in the 2021 season of Storage Wars. Brandi Payday and Jared Schultz ended their relationship. Brandi announced that she and Jared had divorced and would now bid independently. Jared agreed, stating they could still attend auctions, just not together. Soon after the season began, Brandi and Jared's relationship took a darker turn. Just weeks after the April 2021 premiere, TMZ reported that Brandi was out with pals at an Orange County bar when Jared arrived. After a violent argument, Brandi asked him to leave. But he refused. Witnesses reported an escalated confrontation that led to police involvement. Brandi claims Jared pushed her twice before leaving. After being arrested, he denied physical contact but was charged with 1 count of misdemeanor domestic violence battery. After that occurrence, Jared disappeared from Storage Wars. The network did not confirm his firing, but his absence was significant. Brandi, however, thrived independently. She bid individually and achieved amazing scores. A memorable occasion was purchasing a $35 storage unit and enlisting her co-star, Kenny Crossley, to assist with the excavation. She bribed him with food. Your risk paid off big time. The Victorian sewing set was valued about $900. The entire locker netted her nearly $3,000. Crossley had a well-deserved home-cooked supper. While Brandi Pisanti's life has changed, her drive remains the same. The Texas-born treasure hunter remains popular with fans since the debut episode of Storage Wars. The main change is that she is now working independently.